Record deliveries, record quarter, record everything. Tesla just, destroyed all the short sellers out there. And I believe that the stock has the potential to go to $750 per share. How and why? All about that in this episode of Tesla Sundays. Let's talk about those categories that we are diving in today's episode. So first of all, we are looking into the Tesla stock performance over the last 7 days, how the stock, performed. And I will tell you, it's not so great if you are a Tesla bull. Then we will talk about the stock chart. We will dive into the Q3 quarter results. Then we will talk about the FSD beta plus the monthly rental. And finally, we will talk about the bad news that in China, we need to recall 30,000 vehicles. Tesla's stock performance, and I will be straightforward, was not so great this week. So we started about on the 16th of October at 455 per Tesla share and lost since then 6.42%. And this is, something that I would mostly call due to profit taking. This stock just went nuts over the last couple of months. Even if you just look into the last 3 months, we're having a 50% increase even throughout a September month, which was very bad for the stock market, and other, very much uncertainties. Now the question is what the stock does next, right? Do we further continue this downtrend? We had definitely a bump up due to the Q3 earnings, which is just amazing, which we will talk about not the next, but the next after category in this vlog. I think it's, 397 market cap that Tesla has now is for some people just not understandable. You need smart, innovative, and visionary mind to understand Tesla, because Tesla has so many new things that will come to fruition over the next couple of years, like it did already in the last couple of years. Who thought that they will pull off the Model 3 and this masses and this huge factories that are building now? So you need to understand that this is a long-term play. This is a marathon, and we just run maybe 10 meters of it, right? So I'm super much excited into Tesla and its vision. So don't worry about the day-to-day or just a couple of losing streaks. Let's have a look into the chart. What does it mean for Tesla and how we can go to the $750 in the end of the year? Okay, let's have a look into the Tesla chart. And as you can see here, we draw a couple of things the last time, which I want to introduce or reintroduce here. So as you see here, this resistance here, or the lower resistance for this trend that the stock chart is actually doing here, was broken. Okay, so here on the 19th of October, you see that definitely we exited this trend. What doesn't mean that we cannot go back, but obviously this is something that was rather a rather bearish sign. A much better bullish sign was or would have been when the stock went out of this here and then closed somewhere here at 450, 460, something like that, and then we would have more room to run. For now, it's now the question if we can hold, because otherwise we are here seeing, if I zoom in, you can see clearly that we stopped at the 420 mark, which is also the actual 50 days moving average. Okay, this means that we might see here now a turning point, or if we break through on the downside, we can see even lower prices here, but intraday the stock nicely defended the $400 mark. I think the lowest point that we had here intraday on Friday was 407, and you can see here actually, if we are looking into the 5-day chart, that we haven't now an overbought situation. Rather, we have a situation with the sales since the 22nd of the October, where we went into the oversold situation, and that's why we just went higher on Friday then. So this is interesting things to watch. Other than that, you always can see how this stock is moving. I mean, there is basically just one way up for the stock, and I think if we are somehow following this trend here, and if we even exited here but to re-enter somewhere here, then we coming to a stock price of around 640, maybe a little bit more. As you can see here, we can go much higher, and I think we have definitely the opportunity to hit maybe those 750 levels under the circumstances or conditions that we are having positive news on the Q4, like the delivery numbers obviously, and moreover we need to have the S&P 500 inclusion. The S&P 500 inclusion usually gives the stock at least a one digit pump on the first day, and obviously much more hedge funds and ETFs and funds in general need to purchase Tesla, and therefore I think this is can be very, very interesting towards the end of the year, and also when all this uncertainty of the market goes away with the election and the new and old president. I think we have an interesting setup. The Q3 earnings was, I think, so much discussed on YouTube right now that I will save you a lot of time if you're just watching this Tesla Sundays and don't know what's happening with Tesla, okay, and didn't watch the shareholder deck or whatsoever. I will give you the main points that I think are the most important. First, we will most probably have around 850 to 1 million cars delivered and produced in 2021. The energy business is basically sold out until 2023. We had the record deliveries, record profit margins, record automotive profit margins. We had the gross profit, the highest one that we ever seen, just deducted from the shareholder compensation package. It would be more than $800 million. Okay, so as you can see, Tesla is on a huge growth phase, and apropos growth, they grow apparently 40% this year over year from the Q3 in 2020. So those are the main points that you should understand, that this quarter was the best quarter, just a huge confirmation for Tesla going further. And I just don't know how they can still fail. I mean, there's always the probability to go, failing, definitely not to 0 or to 75 like JP Morgan is thinking. But I think, Tesla is just over the hill so much. And by doing and having this great risk that they have done over the last couple of years, I think it's so a fantastic moat that they built up with this quarter as well, showing us that they are just so far away from anything that car industry is doing right now. Just the gross margin on cars in the automotive business is 27.7 compared to a 2 to 5% of the general traditional car manufacturer. This is insane. So full self-driving is obviously a huge business for Tesla because the software will be written very soon, and it's basically running on beta now. The new autopilot, it's absolutely amazing. There's hundreds of videos out there showing how those people are experiencing it, and to summarizing it's basically mind-blowing, okay? So, but not only that, even Elon Musk, and if you are a Tesla investor or interested into Tesla, make sure to follow him on Twitter. You see that he's giving us some updates every now and then. And just, a couple of hours and days ago, he wrote, Now the Tesla FSD beta is out in limited release, which is basically in the US. FSD price, new or upgrade, will be up by 2K on Monday. Now, and just, a little bit after that he wrote, price change is pushed to Thursday next week, applies only to the US for now. 1 week clock will start in other countries as beta is released, so every new country that is available for the beta will then 1 week from then have the price increase as well. And then you are having a very important sentence by Elon Musk: FSD monthly rental will also be available sometime next year, which is the following, guys. These full self-driving can be quite expensive, so what they will do it like a subscription. You will pay maybe $19.99 per month until you are just getting all of these upgrades and updates and everything that will be in future there for the full self-driving. But it's a much better solution, I believe, that having this $7,000 or more dollars paid for the autopilot, if you are not sure if it's worth for you. If not, it's nice to have a subscription mode where you just switch it on or off, even for certain times. Maybe you are traveling and keep your car in the garage for 1 month, or are at some areas where the autopilot is not necessary. Then you could basically say, okay, this month I need it, this month I don't need it. So it's a very, very interesting thing, and I think that something like this is very the future of automotive. Subscription, software, autopilot, this is very, very important, and Tesla is obviously on top of those things. So first of all, I would like to apologize. I mentioned in the introduction that it is the Model 3. Actually, it's the Model S and X that is being recalled, and not a few, but 29,193 vehicles, okay? Those were imported on the 17th of September throughout 2013, throughout 16th of August 2017. So as you can see, this is a major flaw, but there's always these things that can happen if you work with so many suppliers. And actually the thing that is really disturbing is that when some vehicles within the scope of this recall are subject to a large external impact, the ball studs of the rear connecting root of the front suspension will have an initial crack. When the vehicle continues to be used, the crack might extend and cause the ball stud to break. In extreme cases, the ball and cone seat may come out of the steering knuckle, affecting the control of the vehicle, increasing the risk of accidents and posing safety hazards. So as you can see, it's not that fine, but Tesla is always about those innovations, and sometimes it needs also to push some limits. And therefore I think once this dust settles, which is obviously bad news, I think we go normal to the normal operation, because it's quite normal for car manufacturer from now and then to bring some cars into a recall. But 30,000 cars, man, that's almost 1/3 of what we are producing and delivering this year. So a huge number though. Let me know in the comments what you think about this recall, and make sure to follow me also on Instagram, the Wolf of Dubai Danny. And finally, if you want to have even more content, guys, make sure to check out the join button and you can get access to the membership. Here on Wolf of Dubai, you can access the Discord chat where we talk 24 hours about the stock market and stocks, and even the diamond tier will give you a one-on-one with me where we can talk about stocks, trading, or your investment portfolios. So with that said, have a nice day.